Hello and welcome back to the What Lee Makes YouTube channel, or welcome to. It is amazing to have you here. My name's Lee, I'm 30 and I live in Warwickshire in England in the UK. Today's date was the 6th of August 2024. Today's video is June and July and part of August's roundup. There isn't a lot to show. Haven't had a lot of time, hence the podcast, like the monthly roundup hasn't gone up anyway. I have a little bit of sewing for the first time in a while. I have some knitting and I have some needle felting too. Please do get a drink. It is hot right now. My flat is at 20, I think it was 25 degrees when I came in about 10 minutes ago. So please do get a drink. I have Coke, flat, regular Coke. So I have, let's start with the felting. It's not something I do very often. So my WY, sorry for crinkling. My WY did a craft club thing and it happened to fall on the day that I was off work. And we were doing needle felting of a mushroom kind of berry house. So mine isn't done, but here's the top of my mushroom so far. And then here's got the stalk, got the window, the door, and I've got some flowers growing up. So that will obviously go on top once I'm happy with it, like so. And then it will sit on a little patch of grass. I want to, I think I'm going to just felt some plain white underneath just to make it a little bit more stable because it's quite flimsy at the moment, but there's some flowers. I don't know if I'm going to add any more, but it will eventually look something like this, which is cute. Isn't my choice what we make, but that was what was being done. I've got some felting, some fibre. Sorry, I've got some fibre and my needles. I have got a mat. I've got a couple of like sponge mats, but I've got a kit to sew your rain felting mat, and I just need to do that. Don't felt very often, but I always enjoy it when I do it. And then let's go with sewing. So the craft club, so I think that mushroom fairy house was July's craft club, and I happen to be available to go to the June craft club too with my WY again. It's not finished. Very little gets finished with me. But it's like a little apple. I think you could use it as a pin cushion, which I think would be nice. I need to cut like this into a better shape and just kind of tighten it up and tidy it up. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I think it was pre-cut and then you just stuffed it and sewn it and stuff. But yeah, I enjoyed that. She did have strawberry. She had made one that was a strawberry and that looked really nice. But the kits were designed for an apple. Get a drink. And then I did some actual sewing, which I don't think I've done sewing really since maybe March time. I don't sew very often. I don't craft very often, if I'm completely honest. So these are all 100% cotton. They were all purchased from the Handcrafters Hub in the Nuneaton Town Centre. Definitely give it a little look if you're around. So I use the pattern for Butterick B64, I think it's B6409. It is the dress pattern that I use all the time. I just cut it off to do a t-shirt. It is slightly longer. This sits just below my bum, so it's kind of more of a tunic length. which is fine because I could use it with, it gives me the flexibility then to rip leggings or whatever. The bias binding, it's this really pretty white background with green flowers. Got it on Etsy a while ago. I buy cotton bias binding by the real, like patterns bias binding. And then the hem was just kind of turned up and done. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I bought it to go, I wanted a couple of plain t-shirts or plain tops to go with this fabric. So this is a new text print, I believe. It's so much fun. Look at all the colour. I love the colours. So I bought too much of it to do a dress and a top. Sorry, to do a skirt and a top. But then I wanted some plain coloured 100% cotton to pick out some of the colours that were in it so you could mix it up. I have got a couple of colours, couple of coloured cottons to do tops for this. But the only one that I've managed to do so far is the green. So that's the green sorted. I love the colours. I think it's so much fun. This is just a self-drafted skirt. I think I might have bought 4 meters of the fabric, and I just I cut the top out again to be slightly longer than a normal kind of vest length. I wanted it kind of tunic length, and then all the fabric that was left I just cut width-wise. I think I did it in half because to have it long enough, I wouldn't be able to quite get 3 lengths of 3 widths of fabric. I knew that I wanted it below the knee, and ideally kind of a good few inches below the knee. So that's what I did. It's not quite, it is a gathered skirt. So I just cut the width of the fabric twice and then sewed them together. Like so, and I use the selvage edging. And then I did a 1-inch turnover for the elastic, threaded elastic. I let it hang for a couple of days and then I just turned it up. And I did do my bias binding on the hem. I love this bias binding. I've just run out of it. I've had just enough, literally just enough to do this and the top, and that was it. And I can't find it on Etsy. I'm going to keep looking because I really like it. I love all the colours in it. But yeah, that makes me really happy. It isn't quite gathered enough. I would like it a little bit more gathered. But I didn't think it was worth buying another load of fabric just for it, something that I won't wear a whole lot. I thought it was really summery. I love the colours. I did wear it for Pride because of all the colours in it. I think it'd be a lot of fun as kind of a two-piece, as kind of a dress in itself. But then if you wanted to make it a little bit smarter, you could just wear a plain coloured top with it, which is really fun. I had originally looked at it. I tend to make dresses. I don't often make skirts and tops unless I make pyjamas, in which case it's pyjama bottoms and tops. I don't often do skirts. It's just a preference, but I thought this print needed something going on. I thought it would benefit from some sort of like gathering or something to break it up a bit. And then I thought I may as well just do the skirt and do a couple of tops and I can mix and match. So that is that. And then the top, I won't go on too much, but it is the Butterick B6409 dress pattern, shortened to about a tunic length. Again, could wear it with leggings or something if I wanted to at some point. I don't tend to wear them unless I'm working or at the gym, but it's always worth knowing. I use the same bias binding as on the skirt because it pulls out pretty much all of the colours that's in the fabric. And I did the bias binding for the top and the bottom too because I didn't have, when I looked at how much was left after doing the skirt and the top half of the top, then I need that to do anything substantial. and that was pretty much all I had. So I did kind of just run it round, just by threading it through my fingers, and then was like, yeah, I could probably get enough, probably got just enough to do the bottom. So I just pinned it at that point. And I think I had about this much left. It was very small. So that is all of the sewing. There isn't a lot, although every time I do get on the sewing machine do some sewing, I miss it. And I always wonder why I haven't done it for so long. And then finally, I'm just kind of rushing through because I have got plans. I just want to get this filmed. But I have a little bit of knitting to show. So, considering this is for 2 months, it doesn't feel like I've done a lot. I do not know whether I've shown these. These have been finished for a while, I believe. They are with like all my filming stuff, but I can't remember whether they were just waiting to be pictured for Ravelry as finished objects or whether they needed to be shown on the podcast. So if you have seen them, if they have been filmed previously, these are the same pair. I only have one pair of these socks, but I don't remember whether they've been shown. So it's a really quick, just so that I know that they've been shown. These are Opal True Love range in the orange colourway. They are just vanilla socks with a slip stitch heel flap and gusset. They look quite baggy, so they would have been cast on quite a while ago. I don't remember what needle size. They might be a 72 stitch. Although it's more likely they're a 64 stitch with maybe a 2.75mm needle. They have been washed and blocked. And I wonder whether they've stretched slightly being on the blockers. I'm not sure. But yeah, they have been finished. I can't even remember when I finished them. I don't know whether they've been filmed. So just so that I know that they're filmed. Is that? They were cast on, I'm going to say that maybe 2 years ago, a long time ago. So that is those. And then these have not been blocked, but these are my June socks. And I finished them. Can we take a moment, please? This is the first time I have finished a pair of socks this year in a month. I'm so excited. I normally have to come on and be like, I finished one or I finished one in a bit, but now I've finished a pair, an actual pair. It does make me laugh that these are pink, and I wonder whether that's why I just wanted to work on them. These were done on 2.5mm needles, DPNs, Chalgu. The yarn is King Cole Zigzag in the pinks colourway. I love how this looks. Actually, they're almost matching. That's not bad going, actually. I hadn't realised. King Cole Zigzag in the pinks colourway. I really like this. It's so summery and so pretty. And then the contrast cuff and toe is West Yorkshire Spinners in, I want to say the Sarasvilla colourway. It isn't quite in the ball. It does look really similar. No, in the ball it looked like exactly the same colour match to the hot pink that is here, but knitted up, I don't know how well the camera will show, but knitted up in real life it definitely isn't quite the same shade. But I didn't hate it enough to want to. In fact, I took these when I went to Yarningham, and I didn't have another contrast colour because I think I also looked at doing yellow. But I didn't have another contrast colour and I wasn't not knitting at all at Yarningham. So this is those. I did finish them, full disclosure, I did finish them a couple of days into July. I want to say like the July 4th, 5th, something like that. So it wasn't quite in the month, but I'm still going to call that a win. I'm so proud of myself for that. Yeah, I love these. They do need to be washed and blocked, but they've been waiting to be filmed. So they're so pretty. And then my next work in progress is my blanket, which I think I discussed in previous podcasts, although it hasn't had a whole lot of work for a while. So I think I was up to here last time I filmed. This is inspired by Stranded's rainbow mold blanket, baby blanket. I've just adapted it slightly. So it is 400 stitches wide. I think Jude's did 280 something stitches, but I've done one that was 300 stitches and I felt it needed to be a bit wider on my next one. And I've also used one strand of pink mohair, which is the drops. I think it's Drops Kid Silk, just the drops mohair in this really beautiful, really vibrant, bright pink. And then just a whole load of minis or bits of yarn that were all different shades of pink. There is some Stellina in here. I love the Stellina yarn. But just loads of different ones. Some I got from a warehouse, some I've bought as minis, some I've used from Stash. And there's no rhyme or reason. I'm literally just knitting a couple of rows until I get bored of that colour and fancy changing it up to something else. Some of these are 50-gram balls, so they will repeat several times. Some, I think that one I've used up fully. And I just knit until it either runs out or I fancy changing the colour. I really like how the mohair feels. It's really warm. So I knit some on it and then I put it away because the weather started to get warm and then it got really cold again. But I didn't bother putting it out because I was busy knitting my socks. And now the weather is picked up quite a bit again, which is nice. So I will change that stitch marker. I'll do it now. And then I can see how much I've done. This probably won't get worked on now for a while. Because A, mohair is really warm, and B, I don't want a blanket on my lap in the summer. But yeah, do you obviously check back later on to see how it progresses. It's a really nice pattern to knit. I think Jude kind of just made it up as he went along. But as I say, I've made one already and I've got plans to make another one. And I've obviously got this one on the needles. I just wanted something really pink and fun. I do discuss it more in my previous podcast, which I will link somewhere too. And then none of this has been organised in true Lee fashion. So this is my September. My goodness, my September. My July socks. As they currently stand right now, it is the 6th of August. I have done the first sock is done, and I've cast on. I've added the yarn now for the toe, so I just need to do the toe on this sock, and I am just on the heel flap for this sock. My plan is to do the toe on this sock just so that I've got these needles back, and then I'm going to cast on my August sock and I'll work on these as and when. I really do desperately need to catch up on all my socks. Just wish I had more time in the day. The colourways are, I think the orange is an opal. Yes. So the orange is opal. I think it's Unicolor. I think it's 5181. It's just called orange. Or orange for Thatch. There is the details. And then the main colour is Stylecraft Head Over Heels Walking in Nature in 3117 Dilly Dally. I really hope the audio is not picking that up. Someone's messing around in the car park. It isn't an exact colour match. I don't know how well the camera will pick it up, but it's not exact, but it's close enough. So yeah, I really like how they look. See, I cast them on because I thought the colours were quite summery. But then when I was knitting it, one of my friends said that they look quite autumnal, quite comforting, quite chilled, quite autumnal. So I don't know. Maybe it's one of those you could get away with pretty much all year round. So that is that. As I say, I plan to finish at least the toe on one sock. But you've seen them. And then finally, my next cast on will be, my future plans will be this. This is the Stylecraft Head Over Heels Walking in Nature range in the Stride 3116 colourway. It's really pretty. It will knit up like that. It's really pretty, kind of pinks, purples, a little bit of, almost looks like cornflower blue, but it might be a lilac-y colour. Really pretty colours, very me colours. I love my pinks, I like my purples. I have found knitting these ones. I'm knitting on 2.5mm needles. I use DPNs because I prefer the tension, but I don't know whether or not I should go down the needle size. Based on these, I might take another couple of days to think about it. And then my cuff and toe will be in this. This is West Yorkshire Spinners. I think it's in this Sarisville Filia colourway. Again, I can't remember whether that's the florist range, although I think it's the sweet shop range. It's a really nice sort of hot pink, by the way. Again, I don't think they're an exact colour match with the pink that's in here, but it's not far off. And I don't like how patterned yarn, if it's just self striping, that's okay, but I don't like how self patterned yarn looks in rib. So I tend to always do a contrast cuff, and if I do a contrast cuff, I tend to like to do the contrast toe to balance it out. So that will be my August socks. How much we get done, I don't know. We are a week into August already, and they're not cast on. But you never know, do you? You never know. That is everything I needed to talk about today. I'm really sorry. I know it's quite a rushed video. I have done yarning gum. That was the middle of July. I will be doing a full yarning gum video, haul, chat about, etc. at some point when I've got some time. Everything is over there waiting to be filmed. That is everything for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy the content. I would really like to do more crafty stuff, but at the moment time is difficult. So thank you so much for watching. Yeah, have a great day. Bye.